my defenselessness, my safety lies. One of the most profound ones in my eyes, the idea just simply recognizing that your defenselessness is a key to your safety is a pretty phenomenal thing, especially as you're going through this healing process. You're likely to be getting in a lot of explosions occurring, a lot of things happening, your life seeming like falling apart, and a lot of getting mad and frustrated with people. You're doing this course on peace and love, and you are getting so frustrated, so upset, and so crazy. If this is your first time around, especially, you'll see that it brings up a lot of stuff, because your ego is trying to, it won't go down kicking and screaming, or it won't go down without the kicking and the screaming, and that's kind of what it is. So you'll find that as you're coming to know and learn more about who you are, about your mind, you'll start to become more aware that every time you say defend yourself, to put it as simply as the beginning or the title of this, you are also stating that you are weakness, that you are littleness, that you are pathetic, that you already suffer and you're going to suffer more. This is very likely, especially if you associate yourself to a body. Most likely everybody does here today. You do? Yeah? Oh, thanks for raising your hand. Yeah. So with this experience, it's a rather interesting thing because of what it is as far as what magnitude or godliness or even the presence of Christ is. Simply the strength, and as it mentions a few times in there throughout it, a lot of good stuff in these verses. Can't get on everything. I do, of course, a lot more so in my intensive course as we have more time to talk about things. But in this, that just to think about how the strength and certainty that comes from knowing your absolute power. Like if you could just blink and destroy worlds, I mean, come on. You can just blink and nobody will bother you, right? Knowing that sort of power and being upset about something not going your way doesn't make sense, right? No, it's not about killing and destroying things because it didn't go your way. It's that when you recognize what has that power, you recognize also that everything is going your way. Hopefully you noticed what it mentioned about God's will in there. That very few have actually discovered that God's will is their own. Wait a second. Wait a second, Devin, hasn't that been what you've been saying? Haven't you been saying that this whole time? It's amazing. Yeah, it is. So, likely on this journey, just like my journey, you start to think you're special. Like you start thinking, oh yeah. In my defenselessness, opposed to others, opposed to other people. And the magnitude that you are. Yes, I'm a God. Oh, I'm a God. Yes, I am. So I gotta do that. Okay. But when everybody is, it's a different story. It's not just you. It's not just about you. It's not like you're a superhero and you can blow up all these other weaklings, these pathetic people and humans. That involves an idea of separation from them. Yeah, you have that. You might experience that. But what that is involves that you are separate from them. So in all honesty, this is just your mind obsessed with separation, trying to distort and distract you from recognizing what it is that would have this absolute power and certainty and knowing of itself. So in that idea of God's will, recognizing God's will is their own also is meaning everything occurring, everyone moving is my will. Everything they're doing. If it's going to be crucifying myself, or this particular person I'm referencing, then it would be recognizing that this is God's will, and God's will is my own. So it wouldn't be stopping it. It wouldn't happen if it wasn't your will, say God's will. You see the difference? It wouldn't be more war. It would be less war. So not just defenselessness. On the path, on the journey, is yes, you're going to practice defenselessness. People are going to be attacking you seemingly, and you're going to be proving to yourself that there is nothing to fight. There is no war here. By surrendering, you will be instantaneously forgiving, and it will not bother you when someone is yelling in your face, and someone else might come up, hey, this guy's trying to fight you. I've had this occurred. and you're like, what? I just saw love. What are you talking about? I don't think so. And so on this journey, you'll be learning it, but then eventually there won't be anything to fight. Like defenselessness is a natural occurrence because there's absolutely nothing to defend against. You're in harmony, say, with the universe. You're in harmony with God's will, with the flow of everything. So you're not just, conceptually, oh yeah, I accept it sucks, but I accept it and I go with it, or anything like that, but quite literally that as it is occurring, you know what it is. It is your mind. It is you. I'm not saying you know it like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. No. It's your thought. Of course you know it's going to happen. That's how certain it is. It's not oh, I got to prove to everybody, yeah, guys, hey, yeah, I'm a psychic or something. It's literally everything moves as you think. There's nothing moving without your thinking of it. That's how absolute certainty is. It's not just, oh, I know myself. Don't tell me you don't. I know myself. Don't tell me who I am. No, it's not against somebody else. There's no somebody else. See the difference? If there is some sort of, say, dispute, it is engaged in because it is something that both sides, say, reciprocate. And it's not both sides. It's one mind. It's one occurrence. So if I was, for an example, involved in it, I would be part of the thought of it. So I'd be still in harmony with it. If I was to say, oh, no, just peace and love, I wouldn't be in harmony with the will of the universe. We like to think of harmony as only peace and love. I know, harmony is like flowing on the river, right? Flowing on the river, are we going to say, oh, big rock, no, we're going to go this way, or no, I'm going upstream now. No. It's flowing with the river. Life's but a dream. If it hits a rock, it hits a rock. Oh, I hit a rock. If it hits peace and love, it hits peace and love. It's not forcing it. It's not forcing any of it, any direction. So yes, it could be what you would define maybe now as good things, and define what you see now as bad things. But it is that absolute knowing thing, knowing of what you are. that it doesn't matter. What you think of as good and bad, that doesn't matter at all. It's like tiny little things that used to matter. Like when you were potty training my youngest right now. It matters, it matters at the time. Then you do it, you're good at it, you're a pro. I mean, look at us, we're like absolutely pro. I should get paid for doing that. Somebody should pay me for taking a crap. That's how good I am at that. Anyway, it's nothing. It's nothing now. It's more than natural. That's how good it is. Like how good you are at it. Right? It's absolutely nothing. So when it's a big deal, you're still training. When it's difficult, you're still training. When you mess up, it's still training. When you think it's a big deal or a small deal or good or bad, you're still training. And that's acceptable. That's okay. It's going to take a lot longer than potty training. That's perfectly fine. And we can take as long as we want. Of course, you can do it overnight. Absolutely. You can go the completely naked stage. Take 3 days. I don't dare. But that's what they tell me I can do. Metaphorically, of course. So yeah, sure, you can starve yourself and die and then come back, hopefully, and find out this truth. Yes, you can. But you can take the slow training opportunities, still living life, have a lot of problems, a lot of difficulties, and a lot of blessings, a lot of awakenings, a lot of epiphanies, a lot of ahas. But life is a journey. This is the whole point of time. The time is the whole spreading out of the same one scenario, the same one instance. And we are taking it step by step, applying forgiveness, and essentially discovering what this, say, magnitude is. And that's what A Course in Miracles, your life is A Course in Miracles. It's not just a book. Right? It's not just these lessons. You can't get out of A Course in Miracles. It is a required course. Not just this book, right? Not these lessons. It is a required course. That means everybody has, even those ones that have passed away, right? Died, right? And anyone in the future, and anyone going to be, anyone is now. Not everybody has this book, and it is required that they go through A Course in Miracles. That's because it is referring to your life. Living. You see.